Hi Libra, hope you're good. Welcome, thanks for joining me. Also, this is for Sun, Moon and Rising and cross watchers as well. Okay. 3 of Pentacles, 3 of Wands. Oh, okay. 3 of Swords, could be third party situation. Okay. 6 of Cups. You're dealing with a fellow air sign. You could be dealing with a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, and also Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and then we've got Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. Yeah. Any more for Libra? Okay, so if it's not you, Libra, it'll be your person that's got huge communication problems. Because I've just started to tune in to your person's energy. Okay, it feels like they're afraid to talk or to reach out to you. I feel that they could be in a third party situation. It could be someone from your past that wants to come back, but maybe a third party, you know, got in the way, interfered. I feel like this person is waiting for their ships to come in. They could be waiting for you to contact them, or it's like they need to leave this third party. They could be doing a lot of thinking, reflecting. You know, there's a lot of nostalgia here. Someone from your past, a soulmate maybe. It's quite a sweet card, the 6 of Cups. Again, it could be, you know, someone's tied to something from their past. Okay. Any more for Libra? Any more for Libra? They could be waiting for this worldly lockdown to be lifted, you know. Wow, okay. In the past, Libra, did someone leave you hanging, by the way? Yeah? They didn't understand their feelings, they didn't understand what was happening, and they just found comfort in the nearest person, such as a third party. So you've got the Hangman. Someone here is very up and down about their feelings. Maybe they need to surrender to a third party situation, cut their losses, walk away. Also, someone here needs to look at something from a different angle, a different perspective, you know. Maybe they're in a thinking mode, a Hangman mode. Hang on a sec. Anyone who's Hangman? There's a lot of 3s here, so no doubt third party situation. Okay. Any more for Libra? There's a lot trying to come out here, Libra. Okay. So I do feel in the past they felt stuck between you and a third party situation, stuck between you and someone else. They were unsure about their feelings. I feel this has come up for quite a while for you, Libra. Every time I've done a reading for Libra, this has come up near enough every time. The same sort of repetitive, you know, messages. I feel this person could be... It's like they went to someone for comfort, for lust. Maybe they were driven by desire. It wasn't what they thought it was. It could have just been based on codependency and the sexual side of things, you know, and it's like you didn't know where you stood and they just left you hanging, you know. But now they're realising it. Look, they're having a painful truth being revealed to them, a painful revelation. They feel... or they know now, they've had this wake-up call that you are their, you know, their soulmate, their team player, teamwork. We make a good team. You know, sorry about the knocking, I think it's my neighbours. It's so noisy around here, guys. People haven't got any consideration. They keep having street parties, they just don't care. Okay. Right. They definitely need to end some sort of cycle here. Surrender something. I think that there's still third party situations going on. You're not supposed to visit people and meet people. But in this case, Libra, your person could live with their karmic person, right? So you've got the Knight of Cups, the Magician, and the Wheel of Fortune. So you're definitely dealing with a Cancer, Pisces, or a Scorpio. Could be an Aquarius, could be a Taurus, bit of Leo energy there. It's like someone needs to surrender to some sort of cycle. Maybe they're tied to something from their past. It could be the fact that they're still confused and don't know what they want, stuck in a third party situation. There's a lot of thinking going on. They want to offer you their love, be romantic, come back around, say sorry, manifest you, manifest the connection. There is definitely someone here that's trying to embrace change, but they could still be a little bit afraid, and there's still a bit of a stagnation energy with this Hangman. Also, with this Wheel of Fortune, there's powerful changes coming in. Someone who's quite creative, learning to be the master of their own craft, being in a sort of Zen mode, standing still, and then it all just comes to you. You know, this time round, they want to put things right. I do feel that they've been in a stagnation for a while. Repetitive cycles, repetitive energy, because this person has trouble making decisions and they're full of indecisiveness. And it's like all along they didn't know that they had the power within them. Also, they could have been serving some sort of karmic justice. Something could have come back on them. You know, what comes around goes around. They could be studying you. They want to learn more about you. They could have been watching you from afar. Definitely someone here that you've known since you were little, from childhood, you know. Just lots of nostalgia, reminiscing. It's like they're yearning for you. They want to reach out. They realise that you make a great team. They see you as a work of art. They've got a lot of passion and love for you. They want to come in here with their cup of love. It's like their cup is just overflowing. And it's like they're just coming to this realisation now. Look. Yeah? They're at a standstill, stagnation energy. They need to know, look. You know, all along they had the power. I can do this. I'm in charge of my own destiny. To create this, to manifest this back into my life. You know, this could be you, Libra, weighing out your possibilities. You know, that's what Librans do before they make a decision. You know, before they make a conscious decision, they weigh out the possibilities. You know, their choices. Tell me more about this Wheel of Fortune for Libra. It's like we've got a woodpecker next door. Okay. So they definitely want to come in with some sort of apology here. Cup of love, passion. I feel that this person is very overwhelmed. It might seem like they don't care, they're not talking, they're quiet on social media, but I feel that they're suffering a lot of emotional turmoil. Some sort of painful revelation, painful truth has been revealed to them. They could be healing from something. You know, the pain of not being in contact with you even. But I do feel a third party situation drove a wedge between you, got in the way. And now they're feeling regretful and stuck because they don't know how to put things right. This could be what they're visualizing, you know, in their heart space. They're sad. Yeah? They were deceptive with you. They put, you know, a lot of stress your way. They weren't open, they weren't honest, they just walked away, found comfort in a third party situation, left you hanging, you know. This Knight of Cups is coming towards you, but quite slowly. He's very romantic, he's a daydreamer. Also, with this Nine of Cups, he's quite a traveller. He's always on the move, you know. They might want to come and see you. This person is overwhelmed, look. With emotions, with feelings, with love. So you're definitely going to be getting communication from a water sign. Could be any sign. There's a lot of waiting and thinking going on. Look, could be a fire sign with this Three of Wands. Definitely someone coming back from your past, or you're hoping to reconnect with someone from your past. To apologise, to give you love. Look, see? They've got a lot of passion and affection for you. I feel like they're overwhelmed. Look. It's just overflowing. Yeah? So I want to put things right with you. So maybe they're coming up with a creative idea. Yeah? A creative idea. Ooh, look. Libra. This is your card. Look. Justice. So you're standing your ground. You're setting boundaries. You're standing in your power. Look. Sword of truth. You've worked on self-love. You know, balance. Maintaining balance. Strength. See? This is you. You're setting boundaries. Yeah? Also, I see this as this person, in the past, they could have been quite cold towards you, leaving you out in the cold, leaving you hanging, being sharp with their words. This is you, Libra. You've got your guard up. Wow. That Justice card is powerful. That's your card, Libra. You're standing your ground, you're setting boundaries, and you could be being guarded and protecting your heart. Look. Because you've had enough. You don't trust this person. You're setting boundaries and you're standing your ground, and you're protecting yourself and your heart because you fear and feel that this person is still involved with a third-party situation. You feel that this person is going to come and mess with your head, mess with your feelings, toy with your emotions, and then just go back to a third-party situation. Also, this is about balance within yourself, structure. You know, you want to be true to yourself. You know, you want honesty, you want fairness. You're a very reasonable person. You're a Libra. You're all about the justice and the fairness and the truth. You know, the root of the matter. Painful revelations have been revealed, and this person is paying for it. They're suffering a lot of emotional pain. Wheel of Fortune and the Justice. See? And I said that straight away. Karmic justice. Something's come back on them. What comes around goes around. They could be stuck in a third-party situation. They could live with their karmic person. It's all come back to them. You know, actions have consequences. It's come back on them. And you're not having it, look. You're standing your ground, Libra. Ooh. You've got your guard up. Also, some Librans here could be getting a divorce, separating, parting ways, signing financial agreements, divorce settlements. Something's going to go in your favour. You know, some sort of luck, some sort of financial settlement here is going to go in your favour. Okay. They do want to bring balance to the situation, bring justice to the situation. They want to do what's right by you. They want to be fair. At the moment, Libra, you have got your guard up. Wow. This Justice card is powerful. You're not having it. You know, you're standing strong. You know, you've got your sword of truth, and, you know, you're setting boundaries, and, you know, wow. This person really does want to reconcile with you, Libra. So we've got the Two of Cups. So it's like there's a mix here between destiny, fate. There's a lot of stuff going on here, Libra. It's quite complex. So we've got Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, and then you've got a bit of Leo energy. So this person has suddenly had a wake-up call and realised their feelings for you here, Libra. What comes around goes around. Look, they're really seeing the reality of their, you know, their actions. You know, they're facing a painful truth. Yeah. Some of them might want to get married, get engaged, you know. Wow. You're very guarded, Libra. Your heart's very closed off with some of you, okay? Obviously take what resonates, but some of you could be, you're very sharp with your words, closed off, guarded, and you're protecting your heart. Look, boundaries, standing your ground. This Justice card's really talking to me. You're not going to stand for any nonsense, Libra. Wow. That's a good way to be. You know, you're protecting yourself. You're being defensive. You're setting boundaries. You're standing your ground. You know, until this person can prove that you can trust them again. You know, you could be focused on work, finances. Maybe you're working on a project. You know. This person is going to try and come back, Libra. They're going to try and apologise. They're going to communicate to you, offer you love, offer you some sort of commitment. I don't feel that they're going to give up easily. It's like they're coming up with a creative strategy or a way to approach you. You know, they're mastering some sort of way to approach you. You know, someone here is craving love, intimacy, passion, togetherness, companionship, love. You know, it's beautiful. They've just realised their feelings for you, and they feel that it's too late to embrace change, embrace their destiny. I feel that in the past this person had problems with commitment, and they struggled with change and accepting the inevitable, and you know, it's like you just went round and round in circles with this person, and you felt like you was at a dead end, like you couldn't get anywhere because they weren't open and honest. They kept going to a third party situation. You know, you're a Libra, you're about the truth. It's like they want to bring truth and clarity into a situation. I feel this person, with some of them, they might be a bit afraid. Okay. And around the Two of Cups and the Justice for Libra. What was that? This could be you, Libra. This person, in the past, it's like they were afraid, or they didn't show you emotion, show you love, express anything to you. Like I said, they just left you hanging. So you've got the Queen of Cups. They could be around a water sign. You know, I feel this is your person. She can represent male or female energy. See how I just started talking about communication and my throat chakra's gone blocked again? This person, in the past, Libra, they were terrible with communication, correct? Yeah? They didn't open up, they didn't show emotion, they didn't show love because they didn't know what was happening. Yeah? They got overwhelmed with emotions. Now, this Queen of Cups, she's very emotional, she's very sensitive, very in tune with her emotions. Someone who's very tied to their feelings and their emotions. She's like an empath. This person, they're really feeling all the pain, everything that you felt, they're feeling it now. Yeah? It's like they've got this cup and they're overwhelmed with love and emotion and passion. They don't know what to do with it. They're scared to reach out. You know? Could be same-sex relationships. You could be having a new person coming in. It's like this person, what gets the better of them is nerves. You know, they're overwhelmed, they're over-emotional, and then they go into this sort of stagnation energy. This person is not surrendering something, and that's why they're stuck, and that's why they won't communicate, or they won't reach out. Maybe it's because you've got your guard up, Libra. Your heart is closed. Look, you're protecting yourself, and you've got every right. You've got every right to do that, Libra, because you don't trust them. Yeah? It's like someone is it's like they're drowning in emotions and their feelings, and it's like just sorrow, you know? All I hear is sorry. That's what I keep hearing here, Libra. Sorry. Somebody who wants to say sorry. You are dealing with a very, very, very emotionally sensitive water sign. Okay, so the Queen of Swords just popped out. Okay, now they could be around more than one person. Okay, this could be you, air energy, Queen of Swords. Again, I see her as a type of ice queen. Okay, she's quite sharp and cutthroat with her words. She can be quite cold. This could be what you're doing. You could be putting them on a pedestal, sort of thing. You know, and she's quite independent. She doesn't need anyone. There's quite a few energies in this reading, so your person could have more than one person around them, more than one woman. Could be same-sex relationships here as well, I feel. Queen of Swords, it's like, you know, someone here is quite intellectual. You know, this could be you, Libra. You're not having it, you know, you're standing your ground, you've got your guard up. You know, they could be around a an air sign that's quite demanding. Someone here could be manipulating someone, you know, toying with their emotions, playing games, making them feel stuck. But there's no doubt that there's a third party situation, and there's no doubt that there's more than one person around someone, because there's quite a few females in this reading. Okay? Also with this Queen of Swords, like I said, she's cold, emotionally closed off, emotionally distant, your heart's closed off, you know. Let me just get some more on this Queen of Swords and this Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups and Queen of Swords. Can you tell me more? Can you tell me more? Oh, what was that? Oh my goodness, Libra. So you've got the Queen of Wands as well. Looks like your person... Oh, wow. I mean, it could be you. You're very closed off. You're standing your ground. You're setting boundaries. Look, you're being sharp with your words. Your person could be shut off emotionally, sharp with their words. Queen of Wands. Look. Could be you. You could have the traits of a fire sign. Your person could be around a fire sign. Look. Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. Passionate, fiery. You know, she's quite powerful. You know, she's the most confident and independent out of all the queens. She's kind of like a witch. That's her familiar. Also, I get a sense of the cat out of the bag sort of thing. You could have just found out that they've got all these women on the go. Yeah, there's 3 women on the go. Yeah, there's no doubt here that there's a same-sex situation here. Okay, Queen of Wands, passionate, fiery. She's ruled by the sun, right? Again, you know, she doesn't need anyone. She's independent. She's self-sufficient. She's reliant. She's resilient. You know, it's like someone here could have multiple choices and they don't know how to make a choice. With some of you, yes, there is more than one woman around someone. They've got a lot of women around them. Wow, that's a lot of energies, right? And around this Queen of Wands, someone who's quite creative as well. You know, she's one of those people, the Queen of Wands. If she's got an idea, she'll put her plan into action. She doesn't do a if but what, if but what. She's not like that. She gets straight to it. Yeah, she's all down to business sort of thing, you know. Oh, there's definitely a third party situation. Wow, there's a lot of 3s here, Libra. Wow, 3 of Cups. Someone here could have alcohol dependencies. I feel this could have been the problem, the obstacle of what came between you in the past, and I feel that this is what is still going on now. Also, Libra, I feel this is why you're so closed off and your heart is blocked and closed off to love, because you know, you're very intuitive, right? You know that this person is still in a third party situation. They've got God knows how many people around them. Wow. 3 queens. This could be you. Passionate, fiery, powerful, closed off emotionally, standing your ground, sharp with your words, yeah? 3 of Cups. Third party situation. No doubt there. Someone who's definitely got alcohol dependency. She's quite creative. She could be giving birth to new ideas. It's like, again with the same sex here, it's like someone here, it's like the fools in love. Yes, this person could be coming to their senses, figure out what they want and not be around so many women and have so many options. Take the leap of faith, pursue their heart's desires, be spontaneous, be a risk taker. If they were foolish in the past, I feel that they're still doing this now, Libra. Maybe they're not committed, they're still being naive and foolish. It's like fools in love. As in, you're a fool in love. You know, you feel like a fool. And that's why you're protecting yourself. Your guard up, you know, your barriers up, that's it, you know. Because you've had enough of this person around so many women. Yeah, you might want to embrace your destiny, Libra. Go it alone. You know, you could be being creative, saying something better, please. You might not want to go back to the past. You could have a new person coming in here, Libra. And you might have to make a choice between an old person and a new person. You know, maybe you've got a passionate new person coming in that wants a renewal with you. Yeah? Yeah. So maybe you don't want anything to do with a past person, Libra. You've had enough. You want to open up your heart to the right person, so you could have a new person coming in. That's another way to look at it. Fire sign. This passionate, powerful, fiery Queen of Wands. You know? So you could be saying something better, please. I keep hearing new start here, new start. I feel someone here definitely feels like they're a fool in love. You know, like you're being taken for a ride. You want someone who's serious, who's dedicated, that only has one option and not so many people around them. Someone who definitely feels stuck in a third party situation. It could be you, Libra. You might want to take the leap of faith and you're saying something better, please. You know, you want to fulfill your destiny. Go towards something better, look. Yeah? Also, this is about being creative, celebrating a new project, a new start. Yeah? Okay, tell me more about the Three of Cups, this Queen of Wands, a bit more on this Fool. Any more messages? I feel that you want to go travelling, go on a journey. You know, you just want to make yourself a priority. Definitely a new person coming in here, Libra. Could be a fire sign. Okay. I feel that you're going to go on some sort. You're going through some sort of spiritual development, some sort of ascension, having a wake-up call. You're transitioning. It could be your person. You know, they misjudged a situation. They feel that everyone is judging them. I feel this is your energy, Libra, making a judgment call, making a decision, making a choice to walk away and go it alone. You might want to work on self-love, make yourself a priority. This is about loving yourself as well, you know? Judgment. Yeah? It's like, even if this person comes back and tries to evoke the connection or, you know, resurrect the connection with you, I don't feel that you're going to, you know, want to know. You know? You know, they will try and come back. They'll try their luck, make an announcement, look, speak their truth, try and save, you know, what, you know, the connection, the union. But I feel that you're going to say something better. You know, because the trust is gone. You could be going towards something better here, pursuing your heart's desires, taking that leap of faith. Look, going where the wind takes you, a risk taker. You know, you feel inspired, you feel highly motivated, you feel highly driven. You know, the Fool card is about, you know, self-awareness. The Fool card is about willpower, you know, and starting a new chapter in life. You know, putting yourself first. But I feel that you're going to make a correct judgment call here. You know, again, with the divine intervention, you could be quite spiritual. The Queen of Wands is quite spiritual. You know, embrace change. Yeah, don't be afraid to embrace change. Don't resist change. Have a new start. Out with the old, in with the new. Maybe some of you Librans don't want to go back to the past. Yeah. You've woken up. You've had a wake-up call. Yeah? You're being reborn. Yeah? Get some more on this judgment. Get some more on this judgment for Libra. Get some more on this judgment card. Yeah. I feel that this situation is quite toxic, Libra. You know, also I feel that someone here is trapped in their own thoughts. There's a lot of fear. You know? It's like they're sort of unbound. They need to unbound. It's like their hands are tied and they need to, you know, release the bondage, release these burdens, take the leap of faith and be free. You just want to be free of this, Libra, because it's too toxic. Yeah? The universe has stepped in and they're showing you the way. You know? You're being guided by the universe. Look, they're protecting you. Devil. Some of you could be dealing with a Capricorn. You've got Cancer energy. This whole situation looks really toxic. You could have a new person coming in. Wow. Don't be afraid to embrace change and go it alone. Don't be afraid. You know, also Libra, like I said, you could be making a choice between two people, an old person and a new person, and someone could get their heart broken, you know, and you're going to have to make a tough choice. But maybe there's a frightened ego going on here. You know, your person could be around a controlling fire sign, someone who's very egotistical, arrogant, possessive, jealous, you know, selfish, materialistic, greedy. You know, there's a lot of codependency problems here. Could be alcohol, drugs. You know, I feel this person just can't seem to. They're not a one woman type of person. Yeah, they're on this level. Someone here just feels very restricted. Very restricted. And I feel that you're going to make a judgment call, make a decision, and go with that and trust that. Go with your instincts, okay? To say something better, please. You're saying, can I have something better? I want a new start. I want something fresh. I want to free myself from this situation. Look, you're standing your ground here, Libra. Look, you're setting boundaries. You're pursuing your heart's desires, your dreams. You know, Ace of Pentacles. You might want to manifest and create better things for yourself. Work on your finances. Creating stability for yourself. You know, the universe wants to bring in abundance and blessings, and you're ready to open your heart to that. You know, Ace of Pentacles. See? Something better, please. You know, Librans, I feel with some of you, you forget but you don't forgive. You know, this person they've got their work cut out for you. They've got their work cut out for them if they think that they're going to, you know, win you back so easily. Okay, because you've got your guard up and you're standing your ground here. You know, also this person might come back, you know, they could have sexual desires towards you. Maybe they've got an ego thing going on. They might want to offer you stability, commitment, take the leap of faith towards you, realising that this is their destiny, it's fated, it's who it's meant, you know, it's you who they're meant to be with. But they've just got so many women around them. Wow. And they all look manipulating and demanding and, ooh. I have to be honest here. Anyone on this Ace of Pentacles, I feel that it's you, Libra, you're saying something better, please. Something here could have been clouding your judgment. You know, you... if you've got a new person coming in, you know, maybe it's someone you've known from a long time. It could be a different person from your past that's coming back, that you realise that you are twin flames or soulmates, or that you've got a spiritual connection with. You know, you might want to, you know, show yourself love, show yourself some TLC. You know, like I said, just go with your own judgment. Something here is clouding someone's judgment. You know, I feel that someone here has got burnt too many times and they don't know how to get out of the situation. The Lovers, look, Gemini energy, see? Maybe somebody's realised and now it's too late. Yeah? Because your heart's closed. It's closed, look. They've realised it took them too long to make up their mind about their feelings and come forward and communicate. Too many women on the go, too many third parties, too many toxic ties. You want someone who's serious and has only got eyes for one person. Dedicated, passionate, commitment, stability, something serious. You know, you want to build something with, you know, and manifest. But also this is about you as well. Making yourself a priority. Look. Showing yourself love, being kind to yourself, Libra. Yeah? Building for yourself. The universe could be bringing something in, financial windfall, you know, potential career opportunity. You could be going into business with someone. You've got the Wheel of Fortune here. You've got the Ace of Pentacles. You could be going traveling. You know, there's definitely something here that's going to go in your favour. Whether it be a legal settlement from a toxic person, divorce settlement, you know. Something here is going to go in your favour here, Libra. You know. This Queen of Wands, it could be you. You could have the traits of fire sign. Passionate, powerful, independent. You don't need anyone. Yeah? But yeah, that's what I keep hearing. Something better, please. I want a new start now. You could be embracing your inner child. You might want to go back to a happy place. Happier times, happy memory. This Devil, I don't like the look of it. This whole situation, especially with someone's arrogant side and the third party, looks very toxic. It looks like an unhealthy situation. Also, Libra, there could be something going on in a home environment. I'm hearing here as well. Someone could have a controlling, toxic person in their home environment. Could be a mum, could be a karmic person, could be a family member. You know. Also, like I said, don't let your frightened ego control you and cloud your judgment. Go with your own judgment. Tap into your intuition, you know. Don't be scared to embrace change, to make it on your own. You know, don't depend on people. That's how the Queen of Wands is. She doesn't rely on anyone. She's fine on her own. So is the Queen of Swords, actually. So I feel someone here's going to be walking away here, Libra. Okay. 8 of Cups. Someone who's definitely going travelling. Could be a person, you know, whether it's an old person or a new person, they're definitely walking away. Had a reality check that it's a twin flame connection, you know, coming towards you. But why do I feel this is you, Libra? It's not emotionally fulfilling to you anymore. You want to go travelling, you want to see the world, you want to be free. You know, Librans crave independence, freedom, passion, love. They like realness, they like truth, they like justice, they like fairness. Okay, and the reason I know that is because I'm a Libra too. Okay. So I definitely feel someone is walking away from a toxic situation. You know, they want liberation. They're taking the leap of faith and they're saying something better. 8 of Cups is walking away from things that aren't good for you. Right? Going it alone. Spiritual travelling, you know. Spiritual journey, yeah, to something that's more fulfilling to you. Yeah, it's time to focus on yourself, Libra. Show yourself some love, and I do feel you will do that. You're already standing your ground. You're already setting boundaries. You know, you want to find balance and strength and justice in yourself as well. Okay, you want happier times, you want liberation, you want freedom. Sun, beautiful. Could be dealing with a Leo. You know, you want to be independent, you want to be free, you want to be your own person, you're very resilient. You might want to go back to a happier memory from your childhood. Look, the Sun, beautiful. So the outcome is going to be very favourable and beneficial and beautiful, Libra. Yeah? You're going to make a judgment call. You're going with your own judgment here, Libra. Yeah? Freedom. You want to be happy. You want to be free. You know, you will eventually open up your heart and, you know, let in the blessings and abundance that the universe has to offer. You know, this is about prosperity. This is about feeling accomplished, feeling achieved. You know, you're ready to take on the world, travelling. Beautiful. Some of you, you know, you could have children with someone, or you might want to have children with a new person in the near future. Yeah? You just want to be free. Focus on yourself at the moment. Maybe your heart hasn't got, you know, room for love at the moment. It's time to focus on you. Make yourself a priority. You just want to feel liberated. Away from anything that's toxic. Don't be afraid to embrace change. You know, you deserve happiness. You deserve respect. You deserve to be free. You know, your own free spirit. Because at the moment, Libra, you feel, it's like you're a lion in a cage and you feel trapped. You feel stuck. Yeah? Chained, restricted. You can't be yourself. So you're going to go with your own judgment. You're going to take the leap of faith. And you're going to go towards the sun and you're going to go travelling. Some of you could be waiting for a restriction to be lifted in the world, you know, this lockdown, before you can go travelling. You might want to go on holiday, you might want to go and visit relatives if they're abroad. But you're saying something better. Look, the universe has stepped in and they're saying, look, we're going to help you, we're going to guide you to manifest and create abundance and stability for yourself. Feeling grounded, feeling centered. You know, you haven't found your life purpose yet, Libra. You're embracing your destiny. You're going to fulfill your destiny. A lot of you are going to go it alone. Whether you want to go with a new person or an old person, that's very much up to you. Someone here is definitely going to try and come back, put things right, apologise, offer you their cup of love. Whether you want to, you know, reciprocate that, that's very much up to you, Libra. But you are setting boundaries here. Okay, you really are. You're guarded, you've got your sword of truth. You know, you're standing your ground and you're setting boundaries. That's really good. Because most people, they can't find the courage to do that because they're afraid. Frightened ego. Yeah. In the future, yes, you'd like to have a genuine, true twin flame connection with someone. Settle down. Manifest something, build something with someone where you're both equals, where you're both on mutual ground, mutual understanding. Like I said, you know, Libras, truth, justice, fair. They like things to be fair. They like to see people be treated fairly. They're all about the justice system. There's always an injustice, but there's never, you know, justice in the world. You know? If I did A-levels at school, I probably would have been a lawyer. It's the air sign in me. You know? Scales of justice. Yeah. What goes around comes around. That's karma. Right, Libra? So I really hope, you know, that was insightful. It's quite a powerful, strong reading, Libra, from your heart space, I'd say. I hope it resonated. I hope it helped. I hope it was insightful. Let me know in the comments section. If you're new, give me a like, give me a subscribe. If you need to know anything, just give me an email. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Yeah, and I'll see you again real soon, Libra, for some more readings. Sending you love, peace and blessings. Bye, Libra.